Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode from Salvage Nation. This episode, we're back on this bad boy, but it's going to be a bit of a different episode. I'm calling this one the halftime report. What are you on about halftime report? Yeah man, the Euros are done, you know, big man. Halftime report, I'm going to tell them all about what I've done so far and what is yet to come. Alright man, just hurry up because I want to go drive this Golf, man. Guys, don't mind them. Anyway guys, we've got a lot of work that we've still got to do on the car, but there's been a lot of work that we've done. You got a video every day last week, and I'm going to continue the same trend this week. So I want to go around the car, I want to touch bases with everything that we've done. At the same time as this video, I'm going to be doing a poll, because have a look at this. The wheels are in need of a refurb, or do you think they do? I think they are. So the poll for this video is, I want you to let me know if I should refurbish the wheels on this car. If you'd like to see that, I'm going to be doing what you tell me to do. So if it's something that you want to see, I'm going to take the wheels off, take the tyres off, sand them down, and do a refurbishment on them, have them coming back to a nice gloss black finish. And let me know if I should do these ones gloss black as well, to match the front grille, which is already gloss black. Right, apart from the wheels, I've got a subscriber who's reached out to me. So Rich, thank you very much. He's going to send me down some front fog light grills, and also this spoiler that sits right here as well. So I'm waiting for those things to come in the post, and then we can continue with the final assembly on the front end. We're going to be tidying up the bumper. Because we're doing this on a budget, I'm going to see if I could salvage the paintwork on this bumper, and I'll show you how in a later video. The bodywork on this bonnet is completely fine, so I don't need to do any bodywork. I just need to prep it for paint and respray that. This is the original wing that was on the car. Now this wing is in good condition. It's got some tape marks there, but I can clean that up, no problem. But it's got a big old dent right here, so I'll be doing some bodywork to that, getting that ready for paint as well. All of these things are just really minimal, so I'm really happy about that. There's not a lot that I need to get done. The interior on the car is nice and clean. I've got no issues with the inside of this car. As you can see, the rear is in great condition as well. So guys, everything on the car and everything on the build has been getting good, but it's not by coincidence. It's because I took a lot of time to prep myself, to review this build before I bought it, and I knew exactly what I was getting before it actually came. And that's one of the things I want to stress to you guys. I've had a lot of DMs recently. Oh, I bought a car from Copart, and when it came, it's been different. I bought a car from Copart, and when it came, the engine is dodgy, or this is dodgy, or that is dodgy. Guys, Copart cares about Copart. Just remember that. I've said this many a times. Anytime I buy a car from Copart, I always try to zoom in on the picture right here. You'll see a little white sticker. If it's got an X, that means it's from an insurance company. If it's got a P or a C, that normally means that it's a private customer. And I tend to stay away from those private customer cars. I've had a lot of questions of people asking what is enhanced. Enhanced just means that when the car came to Copart, they just cleaned it up, done a few enhancements. It has no bearing on the actual car and the quality of the work or the quality of the damage or how damaged the car. It has nothing to do with that, so just be careful. It's just some other jargon that Copart uses to kind of get you to bid. It's an enhanced vehicle, bid now. So always trust your judgment. Always, if you can, go down and have a look at your cars and make sure you know exactly what you're buying. So guys, just a little bit of a price breakdown now. This car, as you know, already cost me £750. So I'll stick that there. On top of that, I paid about £180 worth of fees. Then I paid £150 for the delivery. After that, like I said, I spent about 200 quid on parts. So that 200 quid gave me my wing. It gave me the bonnet, but if you remember, not this bonnet. I bought the incorrect bonnet before, but I'm still going to include that because that's part of my total outlay. I bought a front bumper, and I bought a headlight, and that was it for that 200 quid. Like I said, Akil then reached out to me and he had a breaker. I got the breaker down, I took off the front grille off the breaker, I replaced the bonnet from the breaker, so I got a few bits off the breaker. Now I'm not going to include the price of the breaker because the breaker has already brought me back the money that was spent on the breaker, so I'm not going to include that. One of my subscribers came down, he brought the whole front end off the car. Funny thing is, if you remember, the winner of the giveaway, when he came down to collect his winnings, which was that trim and panel removal kit from the guys at Max Speed and Rods, he turned out to be rebuilding a similar car, Audi A3 2012, and he needed some parts as well, so he bought a whole bunch of parts off the rear end, and I'll show you how that went down. That's why he likes classic cars. Crazy. We're just having a bit of fun, guys. Guys, sorry to disturb the video, but I've got something I want to share with you. If you remember in the first episode on the Audi A3 build, I said I'm going to be doing a giveaway, and then in the second episode I announced that winner. It was someone with the YouTube name Keep London Moving. Well, here is the unit that I'm giving away. It's a brand new trim and panel removal kit from the guys over at Max Speed and Rods, and normally I would send these out in the post, but guess what? The winner reached out to me. He gave me his details. He's only in West London, I'm in East London, and it turns out he's doing a build of his own, which is an Audi A3, the same build that I'm doing, and I've got loads of parts. So he's coming down to collect this because he's won this, and I'm gonna hook him up with a few parts as well. So he's gonna be here in about 10 minutes. So let's go outside, grab him, give him this kit, give him his parts, and let's have a little chat. Right guys, unfortunately, I tried to get him to come on camera so I could present him with the panel kit, have a little chat, but he's feeling a bit camera shy tonight, so unfortunately we can't have him, but still a very top guy. So yeah, keep London moving, bro. It was nice chatting to you, it was nice catching up with you. I appreciate all the support, and guys, I appreciate all of your support as well. I genuinely feel so chuffed that I was able to give you something for free as a way of giving back for supporting the channel. And thank you to the guys from Max Speed and Rods. Remember guys, as a Salvage Nation viewer, you get a small discount if you use the code on any of their products. Right, now that's out the way and we've sorted that, let's get back to the video. So guys, even though he was feeling a bit camera shy, it was still really good to talk to him. So keep London moving, it was nice, and we move on. So because of that breaker, I ended up saving quite a lot of money, but the price of the parts that I took from that breaker would have been around the £300 to £400 mark, because I took the front airbag kit and I also took some bits off the front end, and I was able to get all the little bits and plastics and all that other little stuff that I needed. So guys, another top tip, always shop around when you're looking for parts. If you can, go down to your breakers. You normally will get a better price when you go in person to collect your parts. Find a car that's breaking, that way you can go down and you can get all the little bits, and you never know, you might find some extra bits that you need. So always do that. If all that fails, phone up your local dealership. The amount of times I've bought cars and the prices of the parts have been cheaper from the dealership than what I've been seeing online. So that's another top tip. Always call your dealership, speak to the parts department, get a quote. It's not going to cost you anything to get a quote. And speaking of quotes, I'll add up everything that I've spent or haven't spent, and I'll even include, now that I'm thinking about it, just for your information, I'll include the prices of the bits that I took from the breaker. And right now, my total outlay on this car is just £1,200. £1,200 for 2010 Audi A3 S-Line is still ridiculously cheap. We've still got the bodywork and the paintwork to do. However, I'm going to be doing the majority of the work myself. I know a lot of you guys are not fortunate enough to be able to do this stuff yourself, but like I said, just shop around and see what's the best price you can get for bodywork, parts, and whatever you need done. So now you've got all that information, I want you to let me know in the comments down below, do you think that my cheap salvage budget Audi A3 is still cheap? Do you still think it's still on the budget? Do you think we'll go over the 2K budget? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Guys, another thing I want to talk to you about is the V62 and the taxing process. You can't tax the car unless you've got the logbook. If the car didn't come with the logbook, you can't get the logbook unless you fill out a V62 form. So another top tip, as soon as you know you've won and paid for your car, so you've made your outlay, always go inquire about the logbook. If it's not coming with a logbook, always go get a V62 form and send it off as soon as possible. Because of COVID and recent industrial action at the DVLA are taking forever to get back to you, and even longer to process paper applications and send out a logbook. Because of this, if you call them up and you explain where you've bought the car from, the circumstances, you may be able to tax the vehicle over the phone. And that is something that they never used to do. They'll always say, you can't tax it unless you've got a logbook, or you can't tax it unless there's no registered owner. With this vehicle, I was able to call up, I spoke to DVLA, I explained to them what's happened, and they told me because of the COVID situation and because of industrial action that's recently going on at the DVLA's main office in Swansea, they are now allowing you to tax your vehicles over the phone. So, top tip. Guys, another thing I want to mention is adding value. Now, adding value could come in many different forms. It's not just the physical. It can come in the form of tracking down your service history, phoning up Audi, BMW, Mercedes, asking a question, is this car in the system as being down for any service? Is there any service history left for this car on your systems? I've had it many a times where they'll just say, yes, this car's been in on this year, this year, this year. All you need to do is bring down your logbook, come and speak to us in the service department, and you'll get a copy of the service history. Another thing is, if you've got dodgy tires, if you've got scuffed alloys like I do, if you've got a broken wing mirror, tiny little bits and bobs that will chip away at the overall value of the car, always make sure you try to fix that up. Try to do your best, because you want to give the best opportunity for a potential buyer to see your car and want your car straight away. Remember, you're already up against it because you're selling a category car. So when you're selling these cars, you have to maximize the value. Make it impossible to walk away and leave it. Yeah, mate, you got dodgy wheels, don't want it. Thanks for your time. See guys, you definitely don't want that to happen when you're trying to sell your car. The amount of times that's happened to me because I didn't take prior preparation to make sure that the car was in the best possible condition for sale. Right guys, the last thing I want to cover is for you beginners. If you're new to the salvage game, please don't go buying any Cat S cars, any huge damaged cars. I've had so many DMs on my Instagram, and that's why I'm doing this video. So many DMs. Oh bro, can you help me? I just bought this car from Copart and the chassis is absolutely gone. I don't know what to do. Trust me, you would lose a lot of money when you go buying massive, huge damaged cars as your first little project. Always stick to Cat N. Always stick to run and drive cars, because you don't want to buy a car without an engine. I had a girl that messaged me on Instagram and she said that she bought this car. It didn't say run and drive. When she bought it, the engine was completely gone. Pistons, cracked bearings, all sorts. She sent me a picture where the spark plug was completely smashed because the pistons had just smashed right up against the spark plug.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
That is no good. You don't want to be dealing with that kind of stuff on your first project car. Try to do it on a budget. Always try not to go over that budget. Stick to your budget, and always make sure that you've got a trusted or reliable body repair shop or mechanic on hand, because the longer these cars sit outside your garage, outside your front door, the longer they sit, the more they cost. You have to pay insurance, you have to pay tax, you have to pay storage, whatever the case might be. Just don't bite off more than you can chew. So guys, I hope that you found this little halftime report beneficial. In the next episode, we'll be replacing this windscreen, we'll be starting all the bodywork prep, and we'll be getting the car in for a fresh paint job. Once that's done, depending on the poll, so go down below right now, drop me a comment or take part in the poll. Let me know what I should do with these alloys. If you think these alloys will look nice if I refurbish them to a gloss black finish, let me know. And if you think that I should just leave them as they are, I'm selling it, let me know as well. I'll be dropping a poll. I'm looking forward to you guys taking part in the poll, because when you take part in that poll, whatever the outcome of that poll is what I'm gonna do. And this car, I'm trying to interact more with you guys. So let me know what you think, and that's what I'm gonna be doing on this build. I hope that you found some sort of use out of the tips that I've given you in this video. And if you did, make sure you go down below, press that like button. It will really help with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, oi, why are you always saying that every video? Come on, you have to interrupt me.
Come on, man.
Of course I'm going to tell them every video, because I want them to subscribe. Of course, I'm trying to grow the channel. What do you think?
Cool,
Look, man, just don't sit down. We're going to
Whatever.
sort out the golf.
I'm waiting.
Stop bothering me. Yes, guys, back to this. As I was saying, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, don't listen to him. Press that subscribe button, join me for the journey. We're going to be doing a lot more on this car. In the next episode, we'll be sorting out this windscreen, sorting out all the bodywork, and getting all the paint and everything that I need to sort out to get this car finished, because I need to really, really move it on and keep it moving. That is my motto, that's how I operate, so we've got to keep this one moving as well. So like I always say, keep it moving, and I'll see you in the next one.